It's so strange. The idea that has taken root in America. The notion that I have an idea, I don't care if it's wrong, it is unique because I came up with it, it is my idea, and therefore you must go along with it, even if it is batshit insane. So let's talk about Caitlin Collins, the wonderful young CNN correspondent who did a not so great job with Donald Trump tonight. Let's talk about her. Well, liberals are very upset with her, understandably so. She kind of flubbed it. She kind of fucked the bag up. Okay, hold on. It was more so, in my opinion, CNN's fault, but it was more so CNN's fault, or rather, this was done deliberately. However, part of the reason why she was put up for that position is because of this, because she's got bona fides. Motherfucker went to England just to sit in a room with a gig. I don't know if you know this, but there are plenty of things I'm doing when I'm not live. So, like, I've been running around, roaming the streets. Anyway. Shocked that someone who got her start rating the hotness of Syrian refugees for Tucker Carlson and who's never hosted an event like this is unable to control a notorious firehouse of lies and misinformation in front of an audience of hundreds of supporters. Sawyer Hackett said, "I'm sorry, but this is an embarrassment, and it's probably not Collins' fault. Trump is a fire hose of misinformation and distraction. They filled the room with supporters. He just got a standing ovation for pardoning all January 6th insurrectionists. This is a complete mess." For the record, this is what she wrote. 13 Syrian refugees we take immediately, from Caitlin Collins. She wrote, "The Ice Bucket Challenge hipsters, these Guantanamo detainees did it first. The internet wonders, are the Obama girls' skirts too short?" And numerous other wonderful stories like this. However, the Daily Caller is even worse than the Daily Wire, by the way. It's Tucker Carlson's shop. Turns out, back in July 15, 2021, she scrubbed the internet of a lot of these articles that she had written. Turns out she's not so fond of these articles that she had written for the Daily Caller, Tucker Carlson's shop. There's something strange going on with the bylines of CNN star, White House reporter Caitlin Collins, tied to stories she wrote as an entertainment reporter for the Daily Caller, the right-wing website co-founded by Tucker Carlson, where Collins cut her reporter teeth. At least 5 of Collins' Daily Caller bylines tied to potentially embarrassing clickbait stories appear to have been erased, where her name used to be. Is it too loud? Am I getting too loud? Here, I'll lower it a little bit. What about now? Is that better now? I think it's better now, probably. I lowered the audio a little bit. But I want to get close. I want to get up close and personal with you. I want you to be able to hear everything I'm saying. I want you to be able to hear my thoughts. There you go. Anyway, at least 5 of Collins' Daily Caller bylines tied to potentially embarrassing clickbait stories appear to have been erased. Where her name used to be is now the word contributor. But a quick check on the Internet Archive known as the Wayback Machine shows Collins' bylines still affixed on the top of those stories, including an April 6th, 2015 article that headlined, "The Internet wonders, are the Obama girls' skirts too short?" At the time, President Barack Obama's daughters, Malia and Sasha, were 16 and 13, respectively. Also missing a byline is a November 18, 2015 pictorial titled, 13 Syrian refugees we take immediately. The story explains it's because they are seriously hot. Photos of the supposedly hot refugees are no longer attached to the story or cached on the Wayback Machine because they were Instagram photos. But the Wayback Machine clearly shows Collins' byline attached to the story. One of the most cringeworthy stories was Ice Bucket Challenge hipsters. These Guantanamo detainees did it first, published on August 18th, 2014. It likens the then viral Ice Bucket Challenge, where people threw freezing cold water on their heads to raise money for hairless, to waterboarding. What follows is a list of Guantanamo Bay detainees who got their due. Here are some more. 9 stunning photos of Melania Trump on Donald Trump's birthday. Slideshow. DIY, how to glare like Michelle Obama. The First Lady is known for her unwavering death stare, and its icy intensity will surely go down in history. The look could make Tex Watson shudder, and at times makes us wonder if the president needs Secret Service from his own wife. Collins' byline also appears to have vanished from a pictorial posted on June 14, 2016, titled Stunning Photos of Melania Trump on Donald Trump's Birthday. Her name is also gone from DIY, how to glare like Michelle Obama, posted on October 22nd, 2014. Reached via Twitter and asked about the disparaging bylines, Collins responded, I am sorry, but I have no idea. I haven't worked there in over 4 years. Best to ask DC, the Daily Caller. Indeed, the byline switcheroo would seemingly have to have been done by someone inside the Daily Caller whose phone message instructs Patriots to press 1 to leave a message. That's awesome. You call the Daily Wire and they say, Patriots, press 1 to leave a message. Calls to the Daily Caller co-founder Neil Patel, who reportedly bought out Carlson's stake in 2020, and to the site's current editor-in-chief, Jeff Ingersoll, were not returned at the time of writing. Does the Daily Caller even have articles anymore? Do they write articles still? What is this? Here's Caitlin Collins outlining how George Soros is behind the great replacement theory. I was about to say therapy. And also, here's the Biden war room bringing it up. She's getting attacked on both fronts, by the way. She's getting attacked by End Wokeness, and she's getting attacked by the Biden war room. That's crazy. She's getting her fucking shit pushed in. Respectfully. The New York Post, John Levine, who brought the disappearing guidelines to my attention, thinks Collins might like the stories that disappear because they don't suit her current image. Caitlin L. Collins has been a fixture at the network since she joined in 2017, he said. She's not popular in Trump land, where she was viewed as a standard hectoring partisan CNN journo. Few today remember that she got her start at the Daily Caller as an entertainment columnist doing a lot of low-rent clickbait. Collins was famously banned from the White House briefing room in 2018 for shouting a question at President Donald Trump that he deemed inappropriate. Conservative pundits quickly jumped to her defense, however, and she was reinstated. I wonder why conservative pundits jumped to her defense. Maybe because she got her licks in originally in the conservative ecosystem. She also has managed to rankle Trump's successor Joe Biden, including by shouting a question at him last month about his recent meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Biden later apologized for his "where the hell" response, saying, I shouldn't have been such a wise guy. Collins' byline was not deleted across the Daily Caller site and is still visible on many other stories she wrote. The site lists over 2,900 mentions, but they also include links to stories she has done for CNN. By 2017, she had graduated to White House correspondent for the Daily Caller, covering the Trump White House, and was quickly snapped up by Jeff Zucker's crew at CNN. Jeff Zucker's crew picked her up from the Daily Caller in 2017. This is why I fucking hate the media. Because they are not genuinely ideological warriors. They do not fight ideological battles on issues that they clearly care about. They are just mercenaries. This is why I hate the White House Correspondents' Dinner. This is why I hate the media in general. This is why I hate DC in general. They just have a script and they go for it. That's it. CNN, when asked if it pushed her to have her byline removed, denied any knowledge of it. Do you honestly believe A, CNN would ask for this, or B, Daily Caller would happily oblige if I did? Spokesman Matt Dornick said. Wish I had that kind of influence, but sadly no. Sounds like a question for Daily Caller. Wasn't she backed by both liberal and conservative journalists? Saying that she was only backed by conservative journalists because she did conservative clickbait journalism years ago seems like a bit of a stretch. First of all, she left the conservative side and went to CNN in 2017. She got kicked out of the White House, and I think like a year after that. So it was fresh by Donald Trump. Yeah, she got kicked out of the White House press briefing room in 2018, 1 year after she had left the Daily Caller. And if you think Donald Trump gives a shit when CNN says, hey, you can't actually kick our correspondent out, you're so stupid. The reason why it's important that conservatives backed her in that regard is because that's how you get results. That's why she was reinstated. Because conservatives backed her when Donald Trump kicked her out. And why conservatives backed her at the time is pretty obvious, because she was 1 year out from Daily Caller. That's it. 29 minutes until new Zelda baby game, for the record. So, there it is. Here is that very same person, back when she was working at the Daily Caller, Tucker Carlson's joint, talking to Fox News about the Great Replacement theory.
Do with the immigration crisis.
Good morning. Okay, so George Soros is this foreign-born left-wing guy who essentially wants to change the nature of our country. And in this data dump, one of the memos was about the refugee crisis. And they made 3 points. They think that they've been successful at influencing immigration policy across the world. They think that the refugee crisis is an opportunity to continue doing so. And they think the refugee crisis is the new normal. And George Soros is this guy who is a staunch advocate for open borders. He wants people to be able to go wherever they want, whenever they want, for whatever reason. And for him, he sees this immigration policy, this crisis, as a vehicle to further his immigration agenda.
Do with the immigration.
Huh. How did she get rehabilitated by CNN so successfully? How is this the first time I'm learning about all this insane background? She's been presented as one of the neutral figureheads at CNN, but this is unhinged. It's because she popped off. I mean, she's obviously very talented pundit. Like, not a talented pundit, but like a talented anchor woman. So they recognized that early on, because Jeff Zucker is a demon. And they picked her up, and it's pretty easy to scrub her shit from Daily Caller because no one fucking reads Daily Caller. That's it. They thought they could change her? No. They hired her for that reason. Don't be stupid, guys. These people do this kind of shit on purpose, okay? She got to that position because she was saying that stuff. Okay? Make no mistake. She got there because she was writing for the Daily Caller. That's why she was elevated to that degree. She was talented, and she wrote for the Daily Caller, and CNN was like, oh, this is great. Jeff Zucker might have just thought, oh, she's charismatic, she's attractive, she's young, she's she's a firebrand, we want her on our side. But ultimately, the reason why she kept getting elevated inside of the ranks of CNN is because she's all of those things, and she has Republican bona fides. Okay? Damn, you bought a new house, fake socialist? Yeah, exactly. I did.
Tonight's town hall with the former president.
Now let's get to the fucking town hall aftermath on CNN.
Played with some of New Hampshire's Republican and undeclared voters who were in the audience. Want to go to CNN's Gary Tuckman, who's with a group of them now. Gary?
Anderson, 8 people.
So when is the broadcast bringing on an ex-right-wing turned liberal to foil your leftism? If you think that she genuinely changed from 2017 to 2018 after writing articles about, like, Michelle Obama or the Obama daughters, like, and how short their skirts were to being anti-Donald Trump, then you must think that Candace Owens' grift is a legitimate one, too. Because she did the reverse. She did the role reversal. Candace Owens went from having an anti-Trump blog in 2016 to being pro-Trump. One of the most important pro-Trump voices. Okay? Let's be real. The reason why they do that is because money. Money. Hurry up. Give me money. Elon Musk. Okay? That's the reason. That's the reason why they're doing it. It's not that deep. Is it? Or maybe she didn't even fully believe or was invested in the conservative grift either, but was just saying those things because, you know, that's where she thought she could make money.
People were with, they were in the audience. What they also have in common is none of them have voted in the past for either Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton. 6 of them voted for Donald Trump in the past. 1 didn't vote in the past 2 elections. 1 was too young to vote, but that's what they have in common, that most of them are Trump supporters. What I want to ask you first of all,
what is this audio?
Do you think, show of hands, anybody think Donald Trump looks better after this town hall? Any of you think he looks worse? Any of you think the same thing about him as you did when you walked in? So all of you feel that way. First thing I want to ask you about, Donald Trump, we have to be blunt about it, is not a truth teller. That's the way he's always been when he was a businessman, he's been a politician. He has lied about the 2020 election. Stuffed ballot boxes, it's all made up. He's lost dozens of court cases. Does it bother you that he keeps talking about 2020 and not 2024? I'll ask you first. This is Jonathan Leslie. He's 40, Republican, voted for Trump twice. How do you feel about those lies?
So I feel like part of it's also the media narrative, as you guys asked him the first question at the town hall about the 2020 election, rather than current stuff.
So don't you think he could say it's time for me to start talking about 2024 and not lies that aren't true?
Couldn't the media ask him a question about 2024?
Well, there were questions, but you're right. That was the first thing, but that's something that was on our mind. And that's why I was asked first. Mike McLaughlin, he's 21.
Owned.
He is undeclared, which is what you do in New Hampshire if you want to be independent. He voted for Trump in 2020. Mike, same thing to you. What do you feel about Trump continuing to talk about those mistruths from 2020?
Personally, I'm getting tired of hearing about it. I'm very much more so interested in the problems that we face now, and I would prefer to hear him discuss the present issues more so than going to the past.
65-year-old Stephen Farnsworth, Republican, voted for Trump twice. Your opinion about that?
Well, I think that he's committed to it. That's what he feels. That's what he thinks.
Well, do you think he thinks that, or do you think he just keeps saying it to try to will it for people like you to believe it?
I think he actually thinks it.
You do?
No, he may.
Even though he keeps losing in the courts over and over again.
He does say what's on his mind.
Okay. Do you think so? That it was a rigged election?
I'll abstain.
You'll abstain? Okay.
Oh my God, dude. This guy's the perfect Republican voter. Just like actually terrified of like coming across as like an idiot, but recognizes that he's not very smart and is just basically like, you know, he's basically like, yeah, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Fuck you. Right. Like he said, I'll abstain. Bro, it's a focus group, dog. What do you mean you'll abstain? The entire purpose of a fucking focus group is like to speak your mind. What the fuck? You're not in court, man. You're not going to jail. Okay.
Okay. All right, the next person on our list, 64-year-old, and you don't mind me saying your age, Cindy Owning, do you?
Not at all.
Okay, we were joking about that
For at least
before.
one more month.
Yeah, she's a Republican. She didn't vote in the past two presidential elections. How come you didn't vote, A, and B, what do you feel about the continuation of these lies about 2020?
You know, I don't know what's a lie anymore, but I think there needs to be a new narrative.
And what's the new narrative?
Current situations that are, you know, involving all of us.
Current situations. But when you say you don't know what's a lie is a lie. I mean, all these courts have said that one of the stuffed ballot things he's talking about was in Fulton County, Georgia. No stuffed ballots. I was there. I was watching with my own eyes. I mean, none of it's true. And I think a lot of people think he tries to will it to be true.
Bro, this is a wild focus group. What the fuck? Why is the focus group more contentious than Caitlin Collins? What the fuck? He's like, dog, you suck. Why do you believe these lies, you fucking idiot? Tell me now. What is happening in this focus group?
True. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. In that corner right there, that's Noel Licata. He's 18. First election coming up. He's currently undeclared, but leaning Republican. What do you feel about him still talking about 2020 and these things?
I don't think anybody wants to hear about 2020 at this point. Everybody wants to hear about 2024, the future, and what comes after that. And he did not talk enough about that tonight.
Alyssa Malloy. Alyssa's 37. She's a registered Republican, voted for Trump twice. Your feeling about this?
I think it's time to move on from the election, the 2020 election.
Do his fibs offend you?
I think he truly believes it.
You do too?
I think that's what he truly believes. I think a lot of...
Dude, what the fuck? It doesn't matter if he truly believes it or not. Which, by the way, he doesn't. You're a fucking idiot. But, like, who cares if he truly believes it or not? What is wrong with people, man? You can truly Listen, a schizophrenic person could truly believe that I'm gang stalking them, but that doesn't make it true. Okay? Like, what are we doing nowadays? Like, it's like, well, he genuinely is just, like, insane. So, it's fine. He's just living his truth. It's this weird, like, neoliberal standpoint theory ass, like, bodies in spaces ass bullshit that, like, Republicans have also adopted hook, line, and sinker. It's like, well, he truly believes it in his heart of hearts. So that's why he keeps saying it. It's like, okay, but it's not correct. So how does that make you feel? Like, what does that mean?
His supporters believe it. Not all of them, but there are a lot of people who do believe it, and he tries to, go along with that, and I would agree that he wills it to be true.
Let me ask 22-year-old Cooper Walsh, who is also undeclared but voted for Trump in 2020. Do you think Trump believes that stuff?
I definitely do think he believes it. I think he's very passionate about it, or else he probably wouldn't still be talking about it. But I think that it's time for him to move on. He needs to talk about what he's going to accomplish in 2024. And I also think the media shouldn't have.
He doesn't truly believe it. He's just a narcissist, man. That's it. Like, it's that simple. He just like, he doesn't want to face the reality that he knows deep down inside that he lost the fucking election. That's it. He's upset. It's copium. Oh my God. It's so fucking stupid.
Focus on the huge segment on the 2020 issue. We already know what he thinks about it. I think we should be talking about more of the other issues that the questions had in the audience.
But would it be helpful, Karen Olson, who's 56, she's undeclared, not registered Republican or Democrat, but voted for Trump twice. Wouldn't it be good if he would just say, I'm ready to move on. It's 2024. I'm going to stop lying. I'm going to be honest about it and move on. Wouldn't that be helpful? And then the news media wouldn't ask him about it if he would acknowledge it.
I'd like him to move on. I would like him to stop talking about it, but it is his opinion. So you have to attach that caveat, lie all the time. It just keeps it going. So it's his opinion, and he has a right to have it.
All right, just yesterday.
God, I hate this. It's this quote to the T they know. Never believe that anti-Semites are completely unaware of the absurdity of their replies. They know that their remarks are frivolous, open to challenge, but they are amusing themselves, for it is their adversary who is obliged to use words responsibly, since he believes in words. The anti-Semites have the right to play. They even like to play with discourse, for, by giving ridiculous reasons, they discredit the seriousness of their interlocutors. They delight in acting in bad faith, since they seek not to persuade by sound argument, but to intimidate and disconcert. If you press them too closely, they will abruptly fall silent, loftily indicating by some phrase that the time for argument is past. Yeah, I mean, that's literally what the fucking three of them did. Where he just went, no comment. No comment. I don't want to talk about this right now. It's so strange, the idea that has taken root in America. The notion that I have an idea, I don't care if it's wrong, it is unique because I came up with it, I am unique, it is my idea, and therefore you must go along with it. You must treat it with the utmost respect and sincerity, even if it is fucking batshit insane. Do not test the integrity of the argument. Do not look at my premises. Do not look at any of that. It's just, I have an idea. It doesn't matter how stupid you think it is. Okay? Because I came up with it, you have to treat it with respect. It's very, very interesting.
A 9-member jury found Donald Trump liable for sexual abuse. And he's continuing to mock Jean Carroll, this woman who was sexually abused, according to this jury. He also says that that was rigged. You know, this not only is a jury of his peers, he's a New Yorker. He may live in Mar-a-Lago right now, that mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, but he was born and raised in Queens, New York, wanted to make it big with his father in Manhattan, did. He's a New Yorker. This was truly a jury of his peers. How does it make you feel that he's still making fun of this woman? I'm going to ask the women that question.
It's uncomfortable. It's definitely uncomfortable, and I just don't know what to think anymore.
How do you feel about that?
It makes me uncomfortable. I haven't followed it too closely, so I
agreed.
I don't feel like I have a strong opinion.
And how do you?
Yeah, they don't give a shit. Ultimately, they don't care. These people voted for him after he said he was gonna grab him by the pussy comments, and everybody thought that was a big whopper back then. Okay, the October surprise or whatever. They don't give a shit Ultimately, the white supremacist underpinnings of Donald Trump's existence and Donald Trump's advocacy and his policy provisions are significantly more powerful for white women especially than anything else. That's it. White women also uphold white supremacy because they recognize the water that they carry for white supremacy implies that they have some level of power due to it. 52% of white women voted for Donald Trump. 52% of white women voted for Donald Trump in 2016. So, that's it. That's such a funny question. Someone in the chat said, guys, is Hasan in this hotel for private reasons? Yeah, I'm privately meeting up with your mom.
You feel, I mean, this was a jury. These jurors weren't told, you have to say this. This is our system in the United States of America. This is an amazing system. It's not a perfect system, but it is an amazing system, particularly compared to lots of other countries. They agreed on this. And here he is at this town hall today. I've never met her before, and making fun of her. How did that make you feel as a woman?
She don't give a fuck.
I didn't really care.
Yeah, she don't
Why didn't you care?
I don't know enough about the case. Women can be victims of abuse. Women can also make up stories. I mean, we see it all the time. So I don't know. All of these situations where people are coming out 20, 30 years later, I don't listen to it.
Well, one more question for you, Mike Pence. He said regarding January 6th that he doesn't think Pence was in danger. He doesn't feel the need to apologize to him. Does that offend any of you? That he's not willing to tell Mike Pence, I'm sorry.
So these are the dumbest issues to fucking ask questions on. The only good one was maybe the E. Jean Carroll because it's a relatively new one. But like, ask him about the fucking Ukraine war shit. It's like the media focusing on Trump's controversies and not focusing on why he was so captivating to a broader audience when he was talking about how corrupt Washington is. Obviously, he was still going to be corrupt himself, and he certainly was when he was president. But like, you're missing the meat, okay? You're missing why these people love and adore Donald Trump. You're so fucking stupid if you talk about like Mike Pence and his fucking feelings and all this other shit. I don't even give a fuck what these guys say. Maybe some of them will say, yeah, that was really fucked up. I don't think they will because no one cares about Mike Pence. Let's be fucking real. But like, talk about the real shit.
Sorry, you could have been hanged. Anyone offended by that?
Sure.
Oh, you are. And the final question. Any of you
Sure.
ready to say you're ready to vote for Donald Trump in 2024?
I am.
You are.
Sure.
One person. The rest of you not ready to say that yet. Thank you all for joining us. We very much appreciate your time in this very important political state of New Hampshire.
Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah, okay, dude.